Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Dawn Chorus. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can go get it for free on itch.io. And if you want to support them or get the newest version earlier, then you can go to their Patreon and give them some monies. So, on the last Let's Play, we talked to Lake and Jorgen about what Lake was doing before lunch, which he wasn't actually telling us what he did, but he did tell us that he might have a crush on someone, and also we showered with the coach, though unfortunately he wasn't like Rune and just did it naked. He had his clothes on. Those darn Americans and their lack of showing their willies. Anyways. Oh yeah, and let me just check my face to make sure it isn't all going all crazy. Yeah, wasn't going too crazy. I left Jorgen and Lake in their room and went out for a walk through the guest house. I thought that mentioning it to someone else would make me feel better, but it didn't. Oh, yeah, and main character told him that he also thinks he has a crush on someone, but it's kind of complicated. Because, you know, the teacher. Talking about it is hard. I don't feel ready for that. I didn't meet anyone else on the way, but I wasn't really in the mood for talking anyway. So, that's good. Standing at the glazed wall, I look outside and take in the views. The dark clouds hanging heavily above the mountaintops, casting deep shadows. The sauna on a cold day is like this would be nice. Good thing there is one here. Yeah, that should help me relax. Actually, why didn't I think of it earlier? Oh, we didn't have time for sauna after swimming, but now I have all the time in the world. Sauna, sauna, sauna. I didn't have time to get sweaty since I showered after the swimming pool, so I'll just rinse my fur quickly. This time, I entered the locker room. When I entered the locker room, I stumbled upon Travis and some rather buff, mild-mannered moose chatting together. They seemed to be good friends, so I just greeted them and kept to myself, hoping that they were here for the swimming pool. Thankfully, as soon as they were done with changing, they ran off. Let me try to read again. Thankfully, as soon as they were done with changing, they ran off there, and I exhaled with relief. They ran off there. That seems... I'm not sure if that's not correct grammar or if I'm just not reading that right. It's not like I mind company, but something tells me those two would be rather loud. It's the fourth time I'm here, and it's just the second day of camp. Huh. I bet I'm going to be one of the more frequent guests here. I closed my locker and walked towards the sauna, grabbing a fresh towel from the pile at the entrance on my way. I mean, you were kind of snowed in anyways. I hoped the sauna would be empty, but there's a pair of flip-flops left near the door. I wonder who those might belong to. Oh ho! Oh. On the bench sits the last person I thought I'd walk in on now. Devin. He nods at me and looks away, staring off out the window into the distance at the mountains steeped in the setting sun. Even though he's sitting on a bench, he has his towel wrapped tightly around his waist. I'm not sure what to do. I didn't expect to see him here, out of all people. It's too late to leave now, though. I keep my towel on and just sit near him on one bench lower. Oh, you're the bottom. Oh, this is really uncomfortable. Neither of us say anything. I can easily tell Devin is feeling tense, and so do I, although for a different reason. I wonder if he would react like that to anyone, or is he uncomfortable being half naked around me? Well, I kind of gave him a good reason for that, after all. The heat from the stove finally penetrates through my fur, and envelops me, warming my skin. I sit back and close my eyes, enjoying the sensation. Are Americans really this queasy about being naked? As if the body was something dirty that has to be concealed. Being naked in the same room doesn't have any sexual connotations. Doesn't need to have any sexual connotations. Not for us, Finns at least. Slowly, all the tension I felt earlier when I entered here leaves me, evaporating with the steam. My breathing slows down, and my body relaxes. Some more steam would be nice, but I bet it would get too hot for Devon here. I love the peaceful stillness here. It feels as if the intense heat was wrapping and stretching the delicate fabric of time. I slowly forget about the world around me until only the Sauna, Devon, and me remain. Hey, CG. I glance at Devon again. He still seems tense and embarrassed, but at least he's still here. Maybe a bit of talking would help him relax. Devon, you've been in a sauna before, right? A few times. I can see your butthole also. We've had one at the hometown, but I wasn't a frequent visitor. It wasn't as nice as this sauna. Far from it, actually. Oh, but have you been to any here in Norway? I don't know why I'm reading suddenly tanked. I don't know, maybe tiredness. And I'm not mean suddenly tanked because of him right here. I went to a public sauna once after I moved here. I didn't expect to see people sitting in the sauna fully naked. That's not what you usually see in saunas in the US, at least not in Ohio, unless you go to one of those, sex saunas. Thank you for keeping your towel on, by the way. It's definitely hard to avoid naked people in a sauna. Good there's no one else here right now. So, how do you like it? I always feel better after a session in the sauna. It's relaxing and smooths my muscle pains after some heavy exercise. Should probably just slow down so I don't just constantly stumble on words, you know? I can probably readjust my face again. There we go. It's also a great place for thinking. It has an almost meditative feel to it. If I remember right, saunas are a huge part of culture in Finland, right? Yeah, no more than for the other Nordic nations. It's estimated that there are actually around 2.5 million saunas in Finland. That's almost one for every 2 Finns. Why do you know this information? It seems kind of like a trivia thing. Most people use them at least once a week, and many have a sauna in the same building where they live. We have saunas in stadiums, in offices, in embassies. There's even a sauna in our parliament. A sauna in the office? That sounds so weird. In this fast-paced modern world, it's the one place where it's always tranquil. Interesting. I like saunas, but having them in offices seems to be a bit much. Not for us. I'm talking in English with Norwegians here too, so sometimes it's easy to forget Devon is a foreigner. Although I don't suppose that living in America is much different, or at least that was always my perception. I've been wondering, how different is the US to Norway? Never talked about it with anyone who grew up there. USA is a huge country, and different states can be almost as different as European countries are compared to each other. Ohio, where I lived, is mostly farmlands. I don't have too many experiences from the rest of the country, sadly. One thing you'd notice immediately is that cities in the US are designed with cars in mind, and getting anywhere without them is a struggle. I had problems adjusting first. Driving here is harder and much less convenient. It took me a while, but I finally found the walkability of Norwegian towns rather nice. I rarely use a car now, as getting anywhere on a bike is simply easier. With the winter approaching, I'll probably switch to a car again, although Rune vouches that the public transportation here is enough in most cases. Devin wipes the sweat off his brow with a heavy sigh. A soft light emaciating from the stove nicely accentuates the broad frame and muscles hidden under the black fur. I mean, they aren't very well hidden under the black fur, and now when you take a look. Jesus Christ, man, that's a lot of muscle. I wondered about it before, but Devin doesn't really look that typical for a Black Panther. What do you mean? He has a rather light-colored fur, especially on his belly, that clearly has visible darker spots. I hadn't seen many Black Panthers before, but I know it's unusual. Coach? Devin? Yes? I hope it's not too personal question, but you're two-specied, right? I don't want to play the guess your race game, but, what are you? Almost no pairings of two animals of different species can produce offspring. Okay, interesting scientific question. Interspecies pairs mostly rely on adoption, or in vitro fertilization, using material from another member of their species. Seeing someone two-specied is rather rare. It's nothing taboo though, at least not here in Scandinavia. It's quite obvious, isn't it? My mother is also two-specied. My grandpa on my mother's side was a lion. Huh. That's pretty cool. Cool? That's not the word I'd use. Can you imagine? Living in a conservative state, in a town, in the middle of nowhere, being two-specied, and a fag. That's a word I haven't heard in a long time. I'm so shocked that the gravity of what he's saying takes a moment to hit me. Is that what they were calling him? But I was right, Devin is gay. Is that why you moved out? I moved out because I was tired of having to choose between pretending I'm someone who I'm not and having to fight the whole world. I fought for a while, but I don't want to fight for my whole life. I'm not sure what to say, so I say nothing. Yeah, when I went to a town that had more pride flags than, American / what was it called? Confederate flags. That was a nice feeling. Visiting a place. And Colorado, that was a nice place. And I currently live in Texas. Is there really anything one can say after a confession like that? I won't even pretend I can imagine what his life must have looked like. Devin looks out the window again, a somber look on his face. But what I heard in his voice earlier wasn't sadness, but anger. Anger, resentment, and hesitation. I wouldn't be surprised if I was the first person he had told this to. Times are changing, but some places are changing slower than others. I'm sorry for unpacking all of this on you. I don't know what came over me. It's okay. I understand. It must be hard to carry that baggage with you. I'd like to make him feel better somehow, but there's nothing I can say that would change what he went through. I want to tell him everything will be fine here, And he can be himself, but it sounds stupid, even in my head. It's almost silly how being born in the wrong place can ruin your life. I don't know about you, but this much of heat is enough for me. I need to go cool down. Devin stands up and walks down the row of benches, panting. Huh? Did the lights go out? The stove is still burning bright, but the lamps are all dark. Huh. This wasn't planned. I better go check what's going on. Devin continues to walk to the sauna door, keeping his tail low. Are you going too? Oh, yeah. The panther leaves the sauna, and I walk out after him. We dry ourselves, and then dress in silence. I can't tell if Devin is avoiding eye contact with me, or just wants to get to the front desk as quickly as possible. I was going to say, well, you can't really see, but it's like, well, these guys are cats, so... I mean, can't see well, but these guys are cats, so... They should have pretty good, being able to see in the darkness. So let me adjust my face again. Once more with feeling. Still, the tension between us is palpable, and it worries me. Maybe he's feeling uneasy after dropping such a revelation on me. I can't be sure how big of a thing this was for him. Could he regret opening up to me like that? I wouldn't want this to put a wedge between us. Maybe I should say something. Dark? Devin's voice breaks the silence. It sounds firm and more formal than before. The sound dies down quickly, sucked in by the silence again. Yes? It feels weird being here with no light. It's quiet all around, too, as if this place was desolate. Being here, alone with Devin, makes it even weirder. Feels like I'm walking on the moon. Devin looks somewhere in the distance, like he's mulling over what to say. His eyes shine in the darkness, like two amber pearls. I'm sorry for unpacking all this on you. It's okay, I understand. It must be hard to carry that baggage with you. You're the first person I told that here, in Norway. And the second person here that knows about it. Rune figured out himself. I'd like this not to be a big deal for me, but it is. Devin sighs and rubs his temple before continuing. There's another reason I mention it too. I told you this story because I know that we don't have it easy sometimes. We? I understand what you're going through, or at least I think I do. I know very well that it might be hard to control your urges when you don't have a safe place to explore your sexuality. Oh no. No. Societal acceptance is one thing, but heteronormity is something different and more subtle. He saw me with his tank top back in his room. I glanced at the door, but this is not a situation I can wiggle my way out of. Hey, I understand. I don't hold that against you. A subtle note of hesitance in his voice says otherwise. As I said, I know that it might be hard on you, for you, and if you need someone to talk with, I'm here for you. But I'd have to ask you not to do that again. The ring in my ears starts to drown out his voice. My throat feels dry, and I can't get any words out of myself. I only nod in response. I want you to promise me, Dark. Devin's eyes shine in the darkness as his piercing gaze drills into my skull. I won't. I promise. I'm sorry, Coach. There's no way we could have a normal friendship after something like that. God. Boy, there's somebody stomping around outside my room that made me think somebody was knocking on my door. Nope, I don't seem to have any messages on my phone, so I guess somebody was just stomping around. God, that's one thing I do hate. Because I honestly couldn't tell there. Because either someone just lightly tapping on the door or something like that. Which is kind of not great for when you're doing a game like this, you know? Anyways, let's reset myself again. Oh yeah, and what's our time? 20? Okay. Breather time. Oh yeah, I kind of want to go back and not do that thing. Though, could we even have a normal friendship? Hey, no need to get all formal with me now. It's Warthen Bridge. Let's forget about it, okay? That would be for the best, but I don't think either of us could do that. What the hell was I thinking? Sorry. You really should have just done a quick one, you know? I mean it, Dark. It would be easier for you. You can pretend it never happened. We can pretend, yes. It won't mean it didn't happen. So, how will we leave this behind and go check on the lights? Why the lights are out? It's obvious from his tone that this conversation was as uncomfortable for him as it was for me. I'm as happy about the change of topic as he is too. I nod and leave the room with Devin. I'd hope that the light would come back quickly, but it's been, what, 5 minutes now, at least? It might be something more serious. You think they'd have... What is going on out there? Oh, I hear somebody doing, like, yard work, I guess. You'd think they'd have power generators in the guest house like this, but maybe power outages are so rare that they don't need them? Oh, I guess even in Texas we don't have generators, or we usually don't have generators. Or maybe they just didn't turn them on? Where is everyone? It's dark all around. Only the emergency exit lights shine with their greenish glow, as if they were floating in the void. Likely in their rooms or in the cafeteria. In case of an emergency, one of the professors should have gathered everyone in the corridors there. Or something awful happened, and we're really here alone. What could happen to cause that? I'd expect to see some of the professors with torches here, though. This is not a school anymore. Everyone here is an adult. They'll be fine. Though I guess there's cell phones, too. The movement inside the corridor ahead of us catches my eye. It's dark. It's dark enough that I can barely see the shadowy silhouette lurking in the darkness. I have no idea who this is. They look like they have a feather up there. Hello? Is anyone here? I try to make out the shape in the darkness, but something doesn't seem right. It has 2 heads? Ah. Yeah, fair enough. Light comes back on, and before us, in the middle of the corner, stands Lake, with Rune hiding behind him. Rune, you're crushing my sides. It's you. The light is back. Rune, Lake, what are you two doing out there? We just went out to see what was happening. Why are you walking without a flashlight, though? Well, I don't have one. You don't have one in your phone? Oh. I thought it would be more fun without any light. What? You're remembered and you didn't tell me? Is everything okay? you had to be pretty out of it not to think about using your phone. It's all fine now. Thanks. Let's see, time. Yeah, we're good, I guess. I just don't like this kind of situations. These. Anyway, it's good that the power is back, but I should go back and check out what happened. Before I can react, Devin marches away in the direction of the lobby. My first impulse is to follow him, but then I think he might not want me to. Is something wrong with him? Rune, you think we could gather everyone back and continue playing? I don't know if I want to. What were you playing? Never have I ever. Oh, Dark, you have to join us too. Went to the common room soon after you left. I dropped you a message, but you never replied. That had to be when I was on my walk or already in my locker room. I haven't checked my phone since dinner. Wait, didn't we get our phone? Maybe I should have done that more often, at least on this trip. Sorry, I never saw it. I think I need a breather from all this. Some lighthearted fun would do some good after the whole day of emotional roller coaster. Maybe they have some alcohol. That would help me forget stuff I don't want to remember. But that sounds good. I'll gladly go. How about you, Rune? I really need to go. Sorry. Besides, these games were even more stressful than the project I'm working on, so I'd rather pass. Like, what did you do to him? Nothing. Maybe some playful teasing. I apologized already. What did you do? Yes, but the damage was already done. See you later? See you. So, it's just the two of us. Let's go then, before it's time for supper. I think that's a good time to call it, since it's a new scene. What, 1 or 2 beers? Yeah. I did kind of lower my tolerance over a trip, then I kind of built it up because of the end of the trip. Yeah, that's a story for another time, though. But anyways, yeah. That's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. So anyways, please comment. Guys, I like comments, 70 like, dislike, tips, tricks. Otherwise, if you like my YouTube and like see grow, then please subscribe and check out the videos epic grow. And please remember to spend your animals help control the pet population. I kind of want to see what happens if you don't sniff his thing. Like, I also kind of want to, see where this goes. And then kind of want to speed through going with these scenes. I mean, I guess we can quickly, just load back. They would change some scenes, and then it could be like right around here or something. Yeah. Get back. Yes, yes, yes. No. But yeah, it would change some scenes, so I guess I'd want to do that afterwards. Maybe on my own time, don't know. Also, I wonder if the LGBTQ flags here are intentional or not. You know? Oh well, we'll have to see some other time. And until next time, let's say me, GamerWolfSix, done chorus. Oh, and if you want to play this game, it's your IO or on Patreon if you want to support them. So thanks and see ya.